Okay.
It says going live. I never know exactly when that means it says. Okay, it says you're live.
Nathan, are you recording, though? Are you recording the background, just in case?
Now I am.
Good. That's my ud. All right. Welp us in, brother.
Welp. Here we are on YouTube. Ryan, how are you?
We're live on YouTube. This is a live recording.
Welp. Here we are live on YouTube. Ryan, how you doing this fine morning?
Good. Well, it's early morning. Well, not even that early. It's 8 o'clock on the West Coast. It's 9 o'clock for you. It's 11 a.m. on New York time, and it's in the evening in the UK. So we're all over the place right here. So we welcome everyone that's here joining us as we go live on YouTube to do a Patreon request from Paul.
Yeah, so we're doing the Dead Milkmen. We did a song from theirs earlier, which hasn't been edited yet. But the miracle of YouTube is that when we do live albums, and this is kind of a little plug here, when we do albums, it's kind of ironic because we do them live and they're immediately on YouTube. And it's Paul, right? Just Paul that requested
Just
this.
Paul.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the best thing, really. He paid for it, and here it is, right away up on YouTube, and everyone gets to see it. So if you ever want to check out our tiers on Patreon, you can go and see what things cost there. But the album we're doing is Beelzebubba. I think we enjoyed the last song that we did. That's probably why we're doing this full album.
Well, yeah, Paul watched us do that in Discord. So again, join our Discord. That's free. You can watch us live when we do any reaction or just talk to us in general when we're not on camera. He got a kick out of our enjoying that one song. So he's like, well, you know what? Why don't you guys listen to the whole album? So that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know how big this band is. I mean, they've been around since '83. They've had a couple hiatuses throughout the years. Like, they were only around for a couple of years. They came back for a year in '04. Then now they've been quote unquote active since '08. But they have like a good handful of albums here. They have looks like 10 or 11 studio albums. And so this one was from 1988, Nathan.
Okay, 1988.
Yeah. It's considered punk rock, comedy rock, and cowpunk.
Something tells me they are the pioneers of cowpunk.
No, actually, it's a subgenre, punk rock, that began in the UK and Southern California in the late 70s, early 80s. So they are...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Something new I've learned today.
Yeah, so cowpunk. This will be interesting. So I like the idea as comedy rock. We're fans of, at least I am. I think you are too, like Tenacious D, that kind of stuff. Spinal Tap, the movie. So I like when good music's mixed with humor, and I think that's what we'll get from this. All right. Well, here we go. Are you ready?
Okay, we're getting started with the first song here. Brat and the Frat.
Like your average life. Hope you do not take a wife. Hope you don't decide to breed, cause that's one thing I do not need. Do not like you rats could hate you in your fancy school. Wrong about the working class. I hope they kick your Harvard ass. Do not like you world of ours. Rather live on planet Mars. Die from lack of oxygen than breathe the air of other men.
First song. What are your thoughts?
It's fun. Like, that's the kind of tone I'm sure we're gonna get lots of. So, it's just kind of fun lyrics, and now I understand. So I remember growing up in high school. Excuse me, and there were kids in our high school that would listen to this, and we were. I remember them saying, "Yeah, we listen to Dead Milkmen," and I was like, "I'm sure it's really weird," and I was too cool for that. Looking back, I kind of wish that I had listened to it, just because it's like the kind of stuff that, it's lighthearted and it's funny. Yeah.
We probably would have enjoyed it. In 88, you and I were 13, 14 years old. So
Yeah, grade 8.
Yeah, grade 8.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, next one. RC's mom.
Gon' beat my wife. Gon' beat my wife now. Gon' smack her with a lead pipe. Gon' smack her with a 2x4. Run her over with a brake truck. Just down with a lawnmower. Gon' beat my wife. Look out! Wife beating. Mistreating. Wife slapping. It happened.
Oh, sorry.
Gon' beat my wife. Gon' beat your wife. Gon' beat his wife. Gon' beat her wife. Gon' beat my wife. Gon' slap my wife. Gon' kick my wife. Good God, y'all. Gon' beat my wife. Gon' beat my wife. At shelter. Hair skelter. White chicken. Finger licking. White chicken. It's written. Oh, baby, please don't be me, baby. I'm probably gonna get baby. Sleep with the moon in my face no more. Gonna beat my wife.
Okay.
You know who he was sounding like there, right?
like James Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think wasn't James Brown. Wasn't he like an abuser? Am I causing slander to his estate here? I better be careful.
I don't know for sure. I don't know 100% which way that went. So I mean, you can probably guess where my thoughts are on this one. I'm curious. Excuse me. Ooh. What are your thoughts?
Are you triggered because of your?
No,
I'm
not triggered. Maybe I'll start.
Yeah, right
then.
here.
Okay, I'll start.
Right here. So Brown was repeatedly arrested for domestic violence.
Oh.
His third wife had him arrested 4 times. So yeah, he's also been accused of rape, and so this guy's had a fun life. So that look, it's like obviously they're not condoning. That's the whole point. You use humor. And they're calling out James Brown here. This is in the 80s, so definitely this was around the time James Brown was still around.
Yeah.
So they're singing, like they got the horn section going. It's almost like James Brown could be singing the song. So it's I like it. I think it's a shot at him, and I like that's what makes it fun for me.
It absolutely is. Here's the dark side of this song, though. This is why for me I find it worrisome. Just me.
Okay, sure, yeah.
I totally get that. You and I get that. Most intelligent people get that. But a lot of not intelligent people, including like young people, don't get it. Right? And that's
maybe. I mean, I hear you, but
Yeah, and some young people, when they figure it out, they're like, "Oh yeah, did you know that James Brown was a big abuser?" And then they're like, "Yeah, it's such a cool song. That's great. That's exactly what they were hoping for." I always worry about the ones, because I'm a teacher, right? And I see kids that get all like they use stuff, they use it the wrong way, and I just that's just me.
My response to that though is I don't care anymore.
I know.
I know what I mean, but I can't babysit the world, and
No.
people
Unfortunately,
that are just stupid.
I'm hired to babysit the world. That's my job.
Well, I'm hired to protect the free world. But I'll protect the freedoms of people being stupid. But I'm just like you and I. Like, long story short, we don't want to waste too much time ranting here. But it's just, I watched Rambo and violent movies and all that stuff. I have never shot anybody. I've never had any inclination in my life to punch anyone in the face for no reason. Like, I've watched all those stuff from the 80s, man. All the 80s TV shows and whatever violent video games. So it's like, I always say, what did Genghis Khan watch? Yeah. What did Hitler watch? Like, it's just, people are stupid and people do stupid things. It's got nothing to do with the media. That's just me.
Yeah, I never in my life ever worried about you, Ryan. I never ever worried about you.
No, I don't know. I know you're not worried about me, but I'm just saying, and I don't worry about my kids because I educate them, so it's all good. All right, next one.
Okay.
Don't beat your spouse.
You know what, Stuart? I like you.
Oh, this is the one that we're
listening to. Here in the trailer park. Oh, don't get me wrong. They're fine people. They're good Americans. But they're content to sit back, maybe watch a little Morty and Mindy on Channel 57, maybe kick back a full core 16-ouncer. They're good, fine people, Stuart. But they don't know what the queers are doing to the soil. You know that Johnny Worster kid litters papers in the neighborhood? He's a fine kid. Some of the neighbors say he smokes crack, but I don't believe it. Anyway, for his 10th birthday, all he wanted was a burro owl. Kept bugging his old man. Dad, get me a burro owl. I'll never ask for anything else as long as I live. So the guy breaks down and buys him a burro owl. Anyway, 10:30 the other night, I go out in my yard, and there's the Worster kid looking up the tree. I say, what are you looking for? So I'm looking for my burro owl. I say, jumping Jesus on a pogo stick. Everybody knows the burro owl lives in a hole in the ground. Why the hell do you think they call it a burro owl anyway? Now, Stuart, do you think a kid like that is going to know what the queers are doing to the soil? I first became aware of all this about 10 years ago. The summer my oldest boy, Bill Jr., died. You know that carnival comes through town every year? Well, this year they came through with a ride called the Mixer. The man said, keep your head and arms inside the mixer at all times. But Bill Jr., he was a daredevil, just like his old man. He was leaning out saying, hey everybody, look at me, pow, he was decapitated. They found his head over by the Smokin concession. A few days after that, I opened up the mail, and there's a pamphlet in there from Pueblo, Colorado, and it's addressed to Bill Jr., and it's entitled, Do You Know What the Queers Are Doing to Our Soil? Now, Stuart, if you look at the soil around any large U.S. city with a big underground homosexual population, Des Moines, Iowa, perfect example. Look at the soil around Des Moines, Stuart. You can't build on it. You can't grow anything in it. The government says it's due to poor farming. But I know what's really going on, Stuart. I know it's the queers. They're in it with the aliens. They're building landing strips for gay Martians. I swear to God. You know what, Stuart? I like you. You're not like the other people here in the trailer park.
So we'll save. Won't say too much because we want to save that for when this song gets released on our channel. So go check it out if you haven't already. This will be out at some point. This standalone song.
So I'll add to this though. I think this will be in addition to what we've already said. I just in reference to what I said last. So this one is more tongue in cheek. Like if you fall for it, if you think like, yeah, it's so true what they're saying about this, about queers and doing to our soil, then you're just that stupid. I think that's kind of like, that's why this one.
That's what I mean. I'm tired of protecting stupid people. I don't care anymore. If you're dumb and gullible, that's on you, man. I'm tired of it. I'm not gonna say anything related to current events to try to keep this evergreen, but we know what's going on in the world with us right now. The people that are for and against whatever measures. I'm just so tired of it. I just just do what you're gonna do, and I'm not gonna babysit you anymore. But I will say it was kind of funny. This guy, the narrator of this song, you can see what he's like, and he's drunk, obviously. You're not like one of those guys. You're like one. You're the good ones, Stuart. And this poor guy, Stuart, he's trying to get away from the conversation. Yeah. Because this guy is like, you're like one of the good guys, Stuart, but he's also like just like a fraction away from being hit by the same guy. Like. The guy narrating is ready to throw down and punch somebody. Like this, it's like you're their best friend while they're drunk, but the moment you say just the wrong thing, I thought you were one of the good ones, dude. You're just like all the rest. Yeah, it's just these people are exhausting. Oh man. Trailer park. Okay, what's next?
I walk the thinnest line. I walk the thinnest line. I walk the thinnest line between the light and dark sides of my mind. I walk the thinnest line. I walk the thinnest line. I walk the thinnest line between the good and bad sides of my mind. And when I'm bad, I sit in the tree and spit on people who walk under me. When I'm good, I stay at home. I've got 29 kids all named Jerome. I walk the thinnest line. I walk the thinnest line.
This feels more like punk.
I walk the thinnest line between the light and dark sides of my mind. I walk the thinnest line. I walk the thinnest line. I walk the thinnest line between the good and bad sides of my mind. And when I'm sad, I go to a club, drinking up beer to fill a bathtub. When I'm glad, I make a wish, find a wife who has read my little fish.
All right. Yeah, that was a more straight up punk. I like the very subtle background vocal, and that's what makes punk kind of fun. Is I like their background vocals when they do it. You hear that just the softer. You got that background vocal going on. I don't know if it's the singer doing an overlay or if it's a band member doing the backing vocals. Yeah. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts. Yeah, I kind of said it halfway through. I should have waited until the end. Sorry.
Nathan, don't talk over the song. You know that.
I like that it's more punk. You know what I mean? Like it's, you can see why they're kind of labeled as a mixture of different sides, because that felt like, you know, there's probably some members in the band who were like, we got to do kind of more of a punk song, and that's sort of what that sounded like to me. And I like the theme of that one too. The like, you know, walking the thinnest line between, you know, the good and bad sides of your mind. Yeah, the idea that he's kind of, this sort of has a theme to the album, I think, which is the, you know, where does this character, Beelzebubba, where does he live? You know, what parts of his mind does he live? And he kind of seems to be back and forth a little bit. Yeah.
No, that's good. Yeah. All right. What's the next one called?
Next one is Sri Lanka Sex Hotel.
Let's have sex with strangers in the men's room. We could do it and not get caught. Burn down the house where the metal kids live. All the Hendrix posters going up in flames. Let's have sex without birth control. Sell our offspring to some dirty old man. Let's play Big Black at 3 a.m. and tell the neighbors they can all get fucked. Coming over the first hill, I felt my body jerk. The attendant did not strap me in. I'm sure that I'm gonna die. This is my last roller coaster ride. This is my last roller coaster ride. This is my last ride. Down the street there's an first hill, I felt my body jerk. The attendant did not strap me in. I see the loop is up ahead. This is my last roller coaster ride. This is my last roller coaster ride. This is my last ride. Burn it down and knock it over. Let's have sex with it or leave it alone. 3D Jesus by my bedside. Talk to me when it's late at night. I thought I left you in Sri Lanka, working the desk at that sex hotel. For Christ's sake, why is the Bible dead yet? Coming over the first hill, I felt my body jerk. The attendant did not strap me in. I feel the track below my feet. This is my last roller coaster ride. This is my last roller coaster ride. This is my last ride.
That was a that was actually a fun song. Obviously, tough subject matter, but I think what these guys do, obviously, which comedy that pushes boundaries or makes you think, they're talking about things that happen. This is stuff that happens in the world, type stuff. Obviously, these guys aren't doing it, and they're not telling you to do it, and they're not, but
No.
they're expressing like this kind of stuff happens. Like the imagery of this kid playing the sandbox, in a daycare run by ex-cons, like it's probably true. Male or female running these daycares that have been in jail or have been in the systems. Like there's people just doing desperate things in desperate times because of poor choices. I also like, he says, why isn't Bob Hope dead yet? So I did a quick Google search, and Bob Hope died in 2003, and this album came out in 88. So he still had another 15 years on the planet. But what I also think is funny too is he was only 75 at the time, so kind of wishing the celebrity dead at the age of 75, which isn't young, but it's not like ancient old. But I'm wondering if he had anything accused against him. The only thing I could see here is that he did have extramarital affairs, pretty common back then. Well, I mean, I shouldn't say it like that, but it seems like a lot of celebrities have that issue. But I don't see anything here about spousal abuse. But maybe the writer of this album, he might have issues with not issues, but maybe he has a childhood of his father being a bad father figure or something too.
Yeah, who knows? It's not. I don't think it's a throwaway reference. That's what I'm getting so far. Is stuff isn't necessarily accidental. I guess what I was thinking about. My mind went in a different direction. This when I was thinking more about like the nature of punk and what. Like punk is not necessarily. I wouldn't call it our wheelhouse. Like you and I aren't like.
No, we don't listen to punk on our own, so to speak. Yeah.
But what I've come to realize and appreciate a lot about punk is that it allows for creative expression that other genres don't allow. So it allows for kind of saying what's on your mind a lot more, and it can reveal a lot more about either the writer or can kind of tell you more about society. It can go a little bit deeper than most music can. And so I think that's the appeal of punk to some. And of course the music is catchy sometimes. But that's where my mind was going with this. It was like, is this a song I would listen to all the time? Probably not, but I absolutely get why others would. Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Good. I like it.
Yeah.
I think for a listen, especially for what we do on our channel, this is perfect. This is the type of thing we enjoy taking a journey with.
Yeah.
We got some comments here on our YouTube channel. This is from Matt John. He says, this album is a masterpiece. He also recommends their weekly show, Big Questions with the Dead Milkmen. I guess, is that a podcast or something? Or yeah. Anyways, well, maybe Paul will let us know in Discord.
Okay.
All right. Next one.
Next one is Bad Party.
We're going to a bad party, it's the worst party that's ever been. We're going to a bad party and I hope those jerks will let us in. Shut your mouth and get in the car. Ricky Casso wants to drive. We're going to a bad party, it's the kind where everyone's dull. We're going to a bad party, gonna scare the bejesus out of them all. When we get there, we'll say we love Satan. Ricky always thinks it's funny. We're going to a bad party, it's the worst party that's ever been. God, I really hate these jokers. They think they're smart, think they're witty. Someone ought to pass the law, or at least form a committee. We're gonna shoot stereo, they don't stop playing my kind of music. We're going to a bad party and I can hardly wait. We're going to a bad party, I need a place to defecate. Maybe we'll take those hostage. Ooh, what a clever play on words. We're going to a bad party, it's the worst party that's ever been. God, I really hate this music, I can't stand too long. Jezebel, if there is a God in heaven, sure that band will burn in hell. Gonna shoot somebody if they don't stop talking about EastEnders. We're going to a bad party and who knows what damage we'll do. We're going to a bad party, gonna wind up on Phil Donahue.
Donahue. All right, a lot of references. It's kind of fun to Google quickly a lot of their references, because this was this was 88 again. So Donahue was big back then. He was like the modern day, I don't know, what's the modern day equivalent of Donahue nowadays? They don't really do those shows anymore the way they used to back in the 80s. You know, they had the Martin Downey Jr. show, or even later, of course, Jerry Springer. But Donahue was more of a, wasn't crazy, but he'd have, of course, these, like, okay, next song, or Dr. Phil's probably equivalent today or something like that. Uh-oh. Nathan's dying. COVID again.
No, just swallowed something I shouldn't have.
That's what she said. So he also...
I totally gave that to you. Oh, boy.
Yeah. All right, so he referenced Ricky Castle in the song.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there's Captain and Tennille, which is the very beginning. It's in the lyrics. You can barely hear it. Who's Ricky Castle?
Well, Nathan, I'm glad you asked. He was known as the Acid King. He was an American killer who murdered his 17-year-old friend, some other people too, what have yous. He ended up suicide by hanging, but I guess he's done some. He's done some killing.
Okay. Yeah,
so this guy's at the party. So he hung himself in 84. So it'd be kind of recent news when this album came out in 88. So yeah, this was. And they also don't like the band Gene Loves Jezebel. They're a British rock band.
Okay.
And they're a goth rock, post-punk band, new wave, alt pop. So they don't like them either. Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Yeah.
Punk Rock Girl.
Saturday I took a walk to Zipperhead. I met a girl there and she almost knocked me dead. Punk rock girl, please look at me. What do you see? Let's travel around the world, just you and me, punk rock girl. I tapped her on the shoulder and said, do you have a bell? She looked at me and smiled and said she did not know. Punk rock girl, give me a chance. Let's go slam dance to a dress like Minnie Pearl. Just you and me, punk rock girl. We went to the Philly Pizza Company and ordered some hot tea. The waitress said, well no, we only have it iced. So we jumped up on the table and shouted anarchy. And someone played a Beach Boys song on the jukebox. Chastaduca girl. Yeah, you're for me, punk rock girl. We went to a shopping mall and laughed at all the shoppers, and security guards trailed us to a record shop. We asked for Mojo Nixon, they said he don't work here. We said if you don't got Mojo Nixon, then your store could use some fixing. We got into a car, away we started rolling. I said how much you paid for this, said nothing, man, it's stolen. Punk rock girl, you look so wild, let's have a child, name her Minnie Pearl. Just you and me, eat fudge, banana, swirl. Just you and me, we'll travel around the world. Just you and me, punk rock
girl. I like that one. It's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, that was their one of their bigger hits, I guess you could say. I guess that was their. Some people accuse them of being a sellout song on this. They're being their fourth album.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sell it?
Weird.
You can't really sell it when you put an accordion in your song.
That's what I was thinking. Like, yeah, like I like that cowpunk. That's the cowpunk. That's the accordion.
Okay.
That's my feeling on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the singer, his name is Joseph Gennaro or Gennaro. I don't know if it's a hard G or not. He was born in '62, so he was 26 during this album.
Okay.
I like kind of getting the ages. So yeah, mid-20s.
Like, and I only learned this recently, so this is how ignorant I am.
Oh
But
yeah.
I only learned that one of the signature sounds of punk was to take songs of the 50s, the like doo-wop songs, and just speed them up, right? And then
Yeah, I've heard that before. I wouldn't be able to quote that, but I've heard that before. Yeah, good job. Yeah.
is one of the earlier like punk sounds, is just taking those songs and speeding them up. And so this kind of harkens back to that kind of sound of taking the kind of four chord structure and speeding it up and then making it, the lyrics aren't like 50s lyrics, but yeah. It's
Okay.
It's punk. It's, for anyone that says it's not punk and they sold out, is like, well, what did they sell out to then?
Right.
It's not rock.
I hate that term. Like I hate it when people. Yeah, the sellout term always bugs me. Sorry that something got popular.
Yeah.
All right, the next one's called the Bleach Boys. So speaking of the Beach Boys, you got a song called the Bleach Boys.
Okay.
I got some buddies and we all drink bleach. We practice what we preach. We're not a drunken bunch of frat boys, trashed on beers, or a stone bunch of hippies with no careers. I wanna drink bleach with a Georgia Pete. My pals and I all drink Clorox or eat snowy bleach right out of the box. Teenage suicide, rate shot high, and we understand the reasons why. Bleach does more than whiten socks. Don't you wanna hang out with the Bleach Boys, baby? In a world where ministers murder golf pros. Don't you wanna drink some bleach tonight? Maybe there'll be a party at the beach. We'll bitch about life and chug a lug bleach. No one's getting high and no one's getting drunk. Got a case of bleach stashed in my trunk. I wanna die with Clorox within reach. I'm very proud of the respect I've earned, and my voice is very deep, cause my throat got burned. Bleach keeps you young, so I've been told, cause no one who drinks it lives to get old. Drink it with a chaser was the first thing that I learned. Don't you wanna hang out with the Bleach Boys, baby, in a world where midgets run for mayor? Don't you wanna drink some bleach tonight? Had 26 friends in the beginning, but boys, baby, in a world where welders own our tools. Don't you wanna drink some bleach tonight? I'm so bored, I'm drinking bleach. I'm so bored, I'm drinking bleach. I'm so bored, I'm
Someone's
drinking
laughing.
bleach.
Yeah.
I'm so bored, I'm drinking bleach. 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 I am so bored.
Yeah, Murdoch in our Discord brought up a good point. He said, little did they know that some people would do this to fight COVID. Oh, it's good. I didn't think of that. It's funny. This is we'll see. Okay, so that was fun. I mean, that was a fun song. I think it's one of the highlights for me on this album. It's great. That's total punk. This album look, if your IQ is under whatever the number is, don't listen to this album. This is not for like, if you take this album literally, you are a moron. And I guess that's just Darwin's rule, you know what I mean? It just weeds out the people anyway. So
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah, if you take that literally and go, okay.
I'm so bored, I better drink bleach. But yeah, that's what I always said with my kids. You know, like my wife was like, we got to childproof the house. I'm like, honey, we can't even get our kid to drink a glass of orange juice. They're not going to drink bleach. Oh, I won't take this orange juice, but yeah,
I wonder what this giant thing that smells funny tastes like.
No offense to those kids who've done that. I just don't get it. Kids have such a soft palate, like so sensitive. They barely eat anything that isn't bland or sweet. Like the idea that a kid's good at, like, medicine's one thing. Yes, I understand that, but bleach and those chemicals, like, you can't get them to eat their so anyways, It's weird. All right.
Yeah.
That's fun. That was a fun song though. I like that one.
I did too. Yeah. Okay, next we've got.
I think it's my favorite on the album.
Sometimes smell like a barrel
My Many
of rotting
Smells.
fruit, stinking up the jungle under the hot tropical sun. Other times I smell like thick black swamp water, spacked into your toilet on a warm summer day. These are a few of my many smells. Won't you come and smell me? Won't you share my stench? Won't you come and smell me? Won't you share my stench? Once I smelled just like the bathroom after Grandma used it and she'd been eating prunes. Other times I smell like a city garbage strike, when all the horseflies grow to 3 inches long. These are a few of my many smells. Won't you come and smell me? Won't you share my stench? Won't you come and smell me? Won't you share my stench? Sometimes smell just like that itself. A sickening sweet smell, I could really make you ill. Smell me. Smell me. Smell me. Smell me.
The song would be great on a kid's album.
See me, hear me, touch me, smell me, smell me, smell me, smell me.
Smell me.
I love how they kind of made what's the word, like an accessible type chorus, like but it's such a ridiculous concept. Like, so they kind of made this nice little smell me. It's like it's a juxtaposition between such stupid, crazy lyrics, but like with this like soft, nice chorus. And I also like how they use the word stench. How many times have you heard the word stench in a song before?
Well, I have heard it, but I've never heard it like, "Won't you come and smell me? Won't you come share my stench?"
There's that comedy rock that we're looking for. That's good.
It's good
I like
stuff.
that.
I like it. I think that might be my favorite.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that was a good fun one from the last one we just heard. I agree.
Yeah.
All right, now the next one on Nathan's called Smokin' Banana Peels. Ooh. Well, the Burrow Owls come back.
Smoking banana peels, see how it feels.
Living is easy with ice cubes.
World is swimming, electric eels.
Talk serious to me, brother.
Smoking banana peels, saving the seals.
There are 4 means living all
Got to
together.
keep an even keel.
You gotta take life serial.
Smoking banana peels in between meals.
I was all hooked up about you.
Let's all break it down and kneel. Smoking banana peels sound like this. It's so mellow. Mellow. It's so mellow. No! It's too mellow! No! It's too mellow! It's so mellow. Uh-oh. Mellow. It's so mellow. No! It's too mellow! No!
A lot of changes.
Yeah, it's like they're big prog punk.
Smoking banana peels, nothing is real.
Lights are living in your eyelash.
People are making important deals.
My fingernails aren't keeping up.
Smoking banana peels, setting the wheels.
You don't go coming up.
Up and down, king your heels.
In your breath and shimmering lip
Talk to me about Elvis.
Hey Elvis for a walk and shut up.
I don't know what it was about that song, but it reminded me of SpongeBob for some reason. There's kind of a SpongeBob vibe coming
When
from
SpongeBob yells.
it. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna. A couple thoughts. Yeah, I love the yell, and it's hard to do that. You think, okay, it's not singing the way you would, the classic style singing, but to be able to yell like, no, it's so mad. Like to
Yeah.
actually, I like to give you that challenge. right now to do that yell, and without it making it sound, it's hard to explain, but to make it sound punk and cool and not just like somebody yelling. It's a real fine line between.
Sure, yeah. Distinctive.
Does that make sense?
You're saying like it should be distinctive, and his yell is distinctive. I think that's what makes it.
Yeah, like
as opposed
to
just kind of like what sounds like, I don't know, cringy.
Well,
like
and
if I
that's
were to
why I like
yell,
a good-
I'd sound cringy. I think, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do it, and we've all tried to do that kind of like that rock scream, and it's hard to do it without it making it sound just like you're just yelling at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And another thing, maybe this is a punk thing, but I think what I'm seeing, especially with this song, is that they give you chords and progressions and harmony where it's like this could be radio friendly, or this could be. It's just right on the cusp of being like, if they just changed the tone and the arrangement and brought things up forward a little bit less and less of the yelling and screaming, then it's like you said, maybe it's that 50s, popular music type sound. But it's very close to sounding like radio accessible type sounds, but they just change it enough where it's like, no.
Yeah, intentionally not. Yeah, which gives them a little more freedom, and it also gives them more integrity in a way as a band. So.
Yeah, I like it. That was another good one. Boy, these are some good ones right in a row here. That was a good one. Really good one.
Okay, next
Those are their most mature sound.
Yeah. Guitar song.
Oh, favorite type of song. That's a good guitar song.
Hey kitten, what you doing? Wanna play the guitar? You say, what's that sound coming out of the hole in the wood? You say, what's that sound coming out of the hole in the wood? You say, what's that sound coming out of the hole in the wood? It's the guitar. Hey baby, what you doing? Playing with your rattle and your plastic car. You say, what's that sound coming out of the hole in the wood? You say, what's that sound coming out of the hole in the wood? You say, what's that sound coming out of the hole in the wood? It's the guitar.
funny that song brought back some memories for me. Not of the song, obviously, because I've never heard it before. But oh, where are you going? What's going on?
Fine.
What's going on?
Everything's fine. I was just turning off the heater. Keep going.
Okay. When I was a teenager, and I had like a little recording, like we all sort of did, was like ghetto blast or whatever. We'd sit and press record, and I had a microphone, whatever. I'd record dumb things all the time, and sometimes I'd record dumb things with my siblings or friends or whatever, and we made up a bunch of dumb songs. Like I did a whole song, very ironically, called "I Hate Opera" with my brother Rob, who is now an opera singer, singing in the background, kind of making fun of opera. And
that's funny.
It kind of reminded me of that. Of just like, you just like say whatever you want and play along with whatever. You can make whatever sound you want. It's just like, it made me think of like, what's that sound? It's the hole in the wood. It's the guitar. It's nonsense, but it's kind of fun.
Yeah,
to just kind of be free to say whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually really like this last half of the album. I'm actually quite enjoying, or maybe I'm just getting the groove of the album as the album goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm digging it. I like comedy in songs. I like ironic songs when done well. These guys are smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can tell that even at this young age, they're clever with the lyrics, combining lyrics with sound. You're right. It's like, let me tell you a joke. What's the joke? Well, the joke is the joke. And this is a song with a guitar. What's the sound? It's guitar. It's this nonsense, but I think he's singing to a young child, maybe, because it talks about the girl playing with a plastic car.
Mm-hmm.
So trying to explain music to a child would be hard. You would just say, they're saying, what's that sound? Well, it's the guitar. It's making the sound that I'm playing right here.
Yeah.
Here's another example too of, it's that cusp of you change his singing style a little bit, and you've got yourself another kind of almost like a Beatlesque type sound or song, Eric Clapton type, ballad. It's right in that cusp. This is their ballad of this album, so to speak.
Yeah.
And the people on our Discord are saying this sounds a lot like Ween, some of the same wheelhouse. So I could see the Dead Milkmen and Ween being we've said this before with other bands, but I could see these two bands being at the same festival together. That it makes sense that they would share a bill,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. All right. Like it. Let's do it.
Okay, next we've got Born to Love Volcanoes.
Seen them on PBS. Born to the volcanoes. My apartment is a mess. Somewhere under that pile of clothes, that's from a $10 bill. Telephones are ringing in a land called PBS. Fat lady is singing in a land called PBS. Maybe she loves volcanoes too. I'll just have to take a guess. She looks like a little volcano with the red hair and brown dress. Born to love volcanoes. 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 Born to love volcanoes. Seen them on PBS. Born to love volcanoes. This city is a mess. Somewhere on a steam vent sits a man without a home. Tribute to Carl Sagan tonight on PBS. Alistair Cook is begging tonight on PBS. Maybe he needs my money more than that man without a home. Wants to make a documentary on the foot where they can roam. Born to love volcanoes. 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 Volcanoes.
Wow, violin.
Yeah.
Born to love volcanoes, seen them on PBS. Born to love volcanoes, this country is a mess.
It leads into the next song right away, actually.
Okay. Great. Boy, this is another great song, great commentary. This is a classic punk commentary, giving the middle finger to the man. I love the idea. He said, I was born to love volcanoes. The idea that humans, were like, he's saying, I had no idea how fascinating volcanoes were until PBS told me, and now they want my money to be so they can remain a public broadcasting station, that they don't need the commercial ads to run there, to take my money instead, to show me a documentary on the footwear of Rome. I'll give them my money for that instead of giving money to the homeless or sex education or things that really matter in the world. I got to learn more about Rome, and we can't do it without PBS. So great social commentary for the 80s here about what is the deal with PBS? Like, why is it we are giving them money to tell us about the footwear in Rome when there's people in our own neighborhood who don't have enough food to eat? It's an interesting concept. I really like that song. I love the message. And he's just like, I'm born to love volcanoes. I didn't realize how much I love volcanoes if it wasn't for people.
Well,
and the imagery of that fat lady, he looks. He says she looks like a small volcano with a brown dress and red hair. That imagery is great. It's fantastic. Anyways, I thought it was great.
Well, it goes with what you were saying earlier about how they're very intelligent. They're a very intelligent band. They're, it's not just nonsense. Maybe some of the songs that we've listened to are a bit nonsensical, but this is far less nonsensical. Like you say, it's very targeted, very specific, and very the message here is, when you read the lines carefully, it's like, exactly what you're saying. Everything you're saying is correct there. Sorry, I wanted to mention we got someone sent us some money on the super chat. So Just Paul had requested a Ween song, and just to let people know that is something you can do on our weekly draw, which we have kind of gone to bi-weekly right now, but we do multiple draws, and that's absolutely something we can put on the weekly draw for you, Just Paul. Yeah.
Well, he's the one that gave us this album to listen to, so I think he's just giving us a tip here as well.
Yeah.
So thank you, Paul, for that. Some good comments on our YouTube. Matt says that their funny Philadelphia accent is he enjoys that, and he wants everyone to listen to. There's a weekly, I guess, podcast on YouTube that these guys do called, again, Big Questions with the Dead Milkmen. It's on YouTube. And Marie Pierre said she can't find the exact quote, but the great Paul Mayhern said that punk is supposed to be fun. The Sex Pistols were effing funny. Dead Kennedys were funny. Fugazi, not so much. So that's good. Yeah, punk should be fun. That's a great idea. I like that. And when you go listening to this album with that vein of fun, this totally fits the bill. So these guys are doing a great job. All right. Everybody's got nice stuff with me. Yeah, sounds like my life.
Yeah. What's that lower voice?
Yeah, that's that background guy. I don't know who's singing it.
to make heads turn when I walk past. I wish I could live in luxury. Everybody's got nice stuff but me. I want cash, I want money. Everybody's got nice stuff but me. I want a stereo, I want a TV. Everybody's got nice stuff but me. I want a car, I want a jet ski. Everybody's got nice stuff but me. I want hair that's blue or green. Everybody's got nice stuff but me. Everybody's got nice stuff but me. Everybody's got nice stuff but me. Everybody's got nice stuff but me.
Some serious ironies looking at what people have today compared to what people had in the 80s.
It's so funny. Oh wow, he's got a nice stereo and TV nowadays.
TV.
It's insane. It's insane what people have now. I know,
Oh, yeah.
and myself included. It's if people could see what I own now. Like if you were to, if I was to go back in time and show, hey, this is what you're going to own in the future, like for electronics and gadgets and stuff. People are like, are you like a millionaire? No,
Yeah.
it's weird. I know.
The other weird part about that, they'd probably look at it and go, like, I don't understand why you guys are so bored. And
Yeah. You actually watch people watch songs on. Yeah.
you guys are bored enough to like react to people watching songs. Oh, okay.
People react to your reactions or watching the reactions. Yeah. But yeah, this was a fun song. Nothing, of course, crazy to say about the song, but I did like you were saying there, Nathan. I like that everybody's got. I think that was a great the deep
lower
vocal
voice.
going.
Yeah,
That was
cool.
fun. I want to say too, if anyone, this is a kind of a oddly deep pull, but you and I, we listened to Ugly Kid Joe back in the day,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
seriously, this vocalist or Whitfield Crane, who's the lead vocalist of Ugly Kid Joe, I wonder if he patterned his voice after this guy.
Oh, okay.
Now he doesn't sing that way. But if you listen to early Kid Joe,
Yeah.
he sounds just like this guy, or vice
really?
versa. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
very
think I
interesting.
know what you're saying. I'm trying to remember some of their songs, but I remember. Yeah,
They're actually a fantastic band, and Murdoch's throwing crap at them. I'll just do this real quick. They're still a band right now. They've actually done some recent albums.
Oh, here it comes.
And they're no, I'm no rant. I'm just saying they're still actually a really great rock band, and no rock band's big anymore unless you're like part of the big bands. But they sound great, and he still sounds great. And I'm going to stand by him and check out some Whitfield Crane stuff on YouTube and stuff. He's still a great vocalist. He looks great too. Yeah. But anyways, next song.
Okay. I against Osborne.
No, CIA is watching me. I'm
It's like that other conspiracy song.
of the FBI and the MRC. I do not sleep, I spend my nights worrying on satellites. Put an eye into the sky and I did not tell the people why. Do not sleep, I spend my nights worrying about satellites. My neighbors, not the folks they appear to be. They've been replaced by the agency. I try, get to sleep, but it's no good. My coffee does not taste the way it should. I know there's no way to make them stop. My house is surrounded by the cops. They love to plant hidden microphones. I find them. I clean up around my home. I am sorry, yes I am. I do not talk to strangers, ma'am. You're part of this giant plot. Please don't tell me that you're not. I am sorry, yes I am. I do not talk to strangers, ma'am. My kids must be part of the conspiracy. Mr. Rogers works hand in hand with the KGB.
It's a fun song about a paranoid guy, I guess. Everything's tab. Funny enough, again, little did they know how much we're surveilled and tapped now without being criminals. Like this was a song in the 80s again, where the idea that your phones were tapped, or the CIA is watching you because you're on the lam, or you're trying to evade the government. But nowadays it's like, no, everyone's just being watched. You're being surveilled. CCTV camera everywhere. Like there's no, like, it's funny, like innocent people like you and I, let's say, going about our daily life, we're being surveilled, monitored.
I don't
There's
know.
no more
I don't know if that's true. I think
it is true.
I think it's
It
overblown.
is true.
It's overblown.
All right. Well, you can think that. This is a conspiracy theory. You can think that, but every conversation you have on the phone, your video cameras see things that, like, man, people tap into all this stuff. Like, if you got to really, really unplug to have nobody know anything you're saying or doing.
That assumes that humanity
my
is
opinion.
way smarter than they actually are, and I don't think they're that smart.
I don't think
so.
humanity is, but there are people within humanity that are.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Yeah. Well, yes and no. Like, not to get way off. Like it's not even surprising. It's not even surprising anymore that I'll have a conversation with Becky. Let's say, my wife, and I forget what it was. It happened the other day. We literally had a conversation about a product.
Yeah.
And it showed up on my Google phone.
But those are things within programs that are trying to like those are actual, that's not people waiting for you to say the right word. And then
all right. Well, let us know in the comments below. Is Ryan right? Is there an overall surveillance that actually monitors all phone calls and text messages and all that stuff, or isn't there? That's all I'm asking. If there isn't, then great.
What my argument is, there's certainly business platforms that are out to make more money, and so that they will.
No, government.
I don't think the government's that smart.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. No, that's fine. I wonder. I could be wrong, but I'm guessing there is information gathering within the governments. Absolutely. Okay. That's my feeling. If I'm wrong, then there isn't.
Howard beware. Like Howard the Duck.
Yes, Howard the Duck.
Beware, 'cause we wanna hurt you while sun is shining at the cruel. Howard beware, 'cause gonna get you anywhere your kids go to school. Howard beware. Howard beware. Howard beware. 'Cause you're so easy to scare. You'll hide from the shadows and everybody knows. Howard beware. The Russians, they don't like you. Might all drop the bomb on you. Howard beware. The government won't protect you. Like you turned into Howard Stew. Howard beware. Howard beware. Howard beware. 'Cause you're so easy to scare. You'll hide from the shadows and everybody knows.
Like a violin in a choir.
Yeah. All right. Thoughts on that one?
I don't know. I was mostly just kind of kind of bopping to it. I wasn't really thinking much about the lyrics or anything.
No, it's a silly story, or the idea of this paranoid kid or whatever. We got the conversations going on our Discord
about
the government stuff. But anyways, the point I was trying to make earlier about that, it came to me as I was listening to the song, was just that the idea that surveillance is just so much higher now. All I'm saying is that the idea in the 80s that, like the movie tropes where, oh, your phone's bugged, they're listening. And it's just funny now how, in a sense, everything's bugged. That's how we get all those funny videos on YouTube and everything, from cell phone cameras to CCTV cameras to, like, our whole life is monitored and bugged from walking to stores. Because being the 80s, nothing was, like, you had the one camera at 7-Eleven maybe, but like, it was just funny. Nothing was filmed, nothing was bugged, nothing was recorded, nothing. It was just like you could get away with murder more back then than you can now. Everything seems to be satellite and CCTV, and phones are listening, and even smart TVs are listening too. Apparently, it's crazy.
Yeah, I just, like I say, that I don't think there's this evil cabal of government people.
Not evil. Nobody said evil. See, now you're twisting my words.
Fine. Normal, everyday people.
Stop it. You're
human beings. See what I want. I just don't think human beings are that smart. They really aren't.
I think they are.
Like, what is there, like a room full of people going like, guess what Ryan said today? Like,
no. They're not saying what Ryan said. No, that's not what I'm saying. That's a filtering process. I don't know how they would filter it. Oh. I can't believe, I don't know where I read it from, but I could be wrong. I'm just saying I would put it this way. I'd be surprised if there wasn't a data collection facility that had to do with advertising. Like, wasn't even about advertising, about
really?
Collecting.
You think it goes that far, hey?
Yeah, I again, if this is my brain acting on drugs, it could very well be. But I feel like there is a data collecting from Google searches to what people say on the phone. There is some sort of, and they can manipulate stuff with, like, voting, stuff like that. Yeah, people are saying it's done by bots, which you create the programs, and these computers filter these things, and then it can go to, for example, if I say the word bomb. I'm just saying, like, that was the bomb. I say that, but the computer bots will be like, oh, somebody said this. Where did it come from? What were the other conversations from this? It's like the bots, these computers, like you and I aren't doing. They're right, but you can create a program that can filter conversations that then go to whatever facility that looks into these things. I don't know. I could be wrong.
And I think if there is surveillance, it's industry driven, not government driven. I honestly don't think the government has the kind of,
I could say both
kind of things to be able to monitor that stuff. It just, like, there's a real monetary drive to figure that stuff out from companies, because it's in their best interest to provide, whatever the client wants whenever they want it. And so you say whatever, word, and then it picks up on it. It's like, let me flash some ads of that thing at you. Yeah, but that's not government.
People are saying here, the FBI isn't allowed to monitor your emails within the U.S., so Google shifts your emails from servers in the U.S. to their backup data centers in Canada and back to the U.S., thereby getting around that law. Wow. Paul says here that it's a bit of column A and column B, so it's government and advertisers, and then goes on to say the government can require private companies to give them access to any info they like. So it's a bit of everything. I think we got a mishmash of everything. All right, what's the next one?
Okay, next one is Ringo buys a rifle. Ringo Starr?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Ringo buys a rifle. We live, we breathe, we spread disease that all must end. When Ringo buys a rifle, people told him what to say, ordered and then scream away. Paul was thumbing, Ringo's drumming, John was thumbing, Ringo's humming. People were starting to talk. We start wars, forget the poor, that all must change. Ringo buys a rifle. We stand tall, try to evolve. We'll walk on water. Ringo buys a rifle. Animals bear the back. Hope will join the gang and all get new shoes. When Ringo buys a rifle, buildings crashing down. Lost they will be found. Life will be so much better. When Ringo buys a rifle, doesn't keep his head level. Lost his death by the devil. Church is calling Ringo's mom, telling her Ringo's a bum. Rumors are starting to fly. We'll be one to love of a gun. That's how we'll live. Ringo buys a rifle. We start small, must learn to crawl. We'll learn to fly. Ringo buys a rifle. Doesn't want to be cute. He just wants to shoot. Blow them away.
That's great. Ringo's lost it.
Yeah.
When Ringo rise and rival, people told him what to say. Ordered that man scream away. Paul was dubbing Ringo's run. John was dubbing Ringo's hunt. People were starting to talk. He is one with indoor plumbing. Paul still dubbing Ringo's gun. He's one with the NRA. Eating at man scream away. Rumors are starting to fly. He left his ass and scream away.
It's a good little like thought experiment. What would happen if Ringo lost his mind?
He's tired of being the unsung Beatle, you know, like buys a rifle and everything goes to crap. That was fun. That was a fun song.
Yeah, that was funny. Oh, I like it.
All right, we're on the last one, the album, Nathan. This is called Life is Shite.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, we'll see how they describe that.
Okay.
I ran into a friend of mine who said he was going to take some words and make them rhyme. I said, you can fool some of the time, but you can only fool half them all of the time. And he said, yes, I do believe this is true. Would you like to come and sniff some glue, and we'll fly to where the skies are blue and look for things both bright and new. And on a pretty Sunday morning, a bunch of pretty Baptist girls linked their pretty hands and they sang, life is shit, life is shit, the world is shit, the world is shit, and this is life as I know it, this is life as I know it. And in the sky I saw Richard Nixon smoking a lacy with Mr. Dixon. He said, son, there's something I must say. I do believe I found a better way. And a vision came, and I knew it was Bob Crane. And Bob sang, life is shit, life is shit, the world is shit, the world is shit, and this is life as I know it, this is life as I know it. And when my friend and I were done, we went to rest upon the sun. 'Cause life takes from us the things we love, and it robs us of the special ones, and it puts them high where we can't climb, and we only miss them all the time. And we sing, life is shit, life is shit, the world is shit, the world is shit, this is life as I know it.
It's like all the characters.
Yeah.
This is life as I know it. This is life as I know it. This is life as I know
It goes well with the picture of Beelzebubba.
So is there like a hidden little
There's like 20 seconds left on the song.
something's gonna happen?
Yep.
It's gonna be like a shotgun rifle from Ringo or something.
it. Hit me!
Hey, James Brown's
Don't
back.
beat my wife!
So, oh man, I was gonna say there. Oh yeah, I love that. I love what a great closer to the album, and I love how it's kind of like this epic closer of, you know, the chorus is singing. I almost picture all the characters from this album have gotten together and they're singing, like, you know, they're singing together, and the world. That's like, it'd be a great little like off Broadway type play.
You know what it reminded me of? Do you remember Life of Brian?
Yeah,
Monty Python at the very end. Always look on the bright
Yeah.
side
Yeah.
of life.
Well, that could be very well where they got that idea from. Yeah, where it's just very cheerful lyrics regarding life being that way. So
Yeah. Oh,
all right.
it was good. Like one thing I was thinking about in that last song, and a little bit, as we progressed in this, is here's the power of good of like music like this. It's got us talking about stuff that like is sometimes hard to talk about, and so if it was just like a simple song with easy lyrics and no real attempt at challenging anything, it would be we'd never have those conversations. And so that's one
what
of the
punk does, man. That's what punk does. No, it's true. It does challenge the what's the word? Yeah, what's going on in life. They're looking at life the way it is. It's usually not negative, but it's a challenging view of what's going on around. Like that PBS song, for example. Like what are we doing here? So punk challenges the man.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Paul, for that great album request. We appreciate it. That was a lot of fun, and that's why we do this channel. Like we said before, Nathan and I listen to albums, songs that we would never otherwise would. So thank you for those pledges. If you want to pledge a song to us as well or an album, check out our Patreon for the tiers, and you can also use PayPal if you don't want to use Patreon. So we appreciate that.
Yeah. Thanks for checking us out, and check out the rest of our stuff. We got lots of other songs and things that we react to. So check them out. Check them out. That's it.
Okay, stop the stream.
End stream.
So